What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel for an extraordinary journey into the world of esports. Today in this video we are going to be exploring the world of gaming that is not only just for entertainment, it transforms into a fiercely competitive sport and eventually evolves into a money-making global industry. For some, gaming is just a way to relax, a way to experience virtual adventures, a way to enjoy virtual realms. For others, it is a sport that demands extraordinary skill, sophisticated strategies, and total, yes you heard me right, total dedication. Gaming is not just a passion, it is a lucrative business for players and investors. So without further ado guys, buckle up for this video of esports. Here we are at Pixel, one of the leading esports facilities in beautiful Abu Dhabi. And we are going to be interviewing here Coach Omar, an ex-professional player that is now a professional coach. So why don't we just ask him a few questions to start with. Hello.
Hello, Ehsan. Pleasure to meet you, and thank you for the amazing introduction about Pixel and about me personally.
Good. So, first of all, what is esports and why it has become so popular?
So, esports is the professional side of gaming. Like any game, there's amateurs and there's also professional players. In esports, it became so popular because everyone has access to the games, and most players want to see what they are capable of doing, so they start watching the professional players. So it introduces a unique experience for the viewer, for the player himself, and for all the staff that are around the tournament that's going on.
So you're saying that people are interested in esports because gaming is quite fun. You do things that would not be either possible in real life, like shooting a rocket to jump over, because that would not be possible in real life. So it would be quite fun. And you're saying that esports is so fun because it's gaming and that everyone can access it, and that when they see other players play it, they want to play like them. They want to play like a 360 no scope or something like that.
Yeah.
So they want to be at that same level of fun. They want to have as much fun as everyone else.
Yes, they want to have as much fun and the ability to monetize it and make a career out of it, of
Like
course.
we said at the introduction, that is a lucrative business for players and investors. Right. How do professional esports teams train and prepare for competition?
So there's something called scrims. Scrims is when a professional team plays against a professional team, not in an official match, but for practice. So for example, let's say you see how football players, they play friendly matches before the season. Esports players, they do the same through scrims. So teams from the same level, from the same caliber, they practice against each other to try new strategies on how to become better pre-season, so that when the season comes, they are extremely ready for whatever happens with them.
Thank you. So you meant that people train by making like extra matches before the actual match, because just in case there's one player that's gone or something like that, at least you can improvise and at least you'd have the net level to be against that team and practice more.
Yeah, so the main idea is the players want to put themselves in all the possible scenarios that might happen in the game, so that when they happen during a tournament, the player doesn't feel stressed or pressured because he have been in that situation many times before. That's why they practice, and that's the team practice. There's of course the individual practice, and each player have a different training routine depending on how much passion they have.
Alright, thank you. So you were saying that they usually train for any type of situation. Like for example, maybe there's a book. There's a book I think I saw in a commercial of like martial arts. Anyways, it's some movements for specific actions, like if someone takes you from the hand or something. So this is the same thing. So you're preparing for any action that could happen in your game.
Yes, exactly. And so that you know the best possible outcome or way of fighting back, let's say, so that you can guarantee the win to an extent or increase your chances of winning in that specific scenario since you've already been through it through training.
I have a question, is that do people in esports, in these esports competitions, these fiercely competitive sports, do they play always in groups or do they sometimes play individually?
It depends. So sometimes they play in groups through practice and they prefer practicing with the group. But then after that practice ends, some of the players prefer to practice alone to hone their personal skills and what they see they need to polish for them personally. For example, a player thinks he needs to work on his aim, another player thinks he needs to work on his reflections when it comes to actions in front of him. So after that group practice, some of them work on their individual sets just as any other athlete would.
And in like competitions out of practice, do people do individual competitions or is it always in group when it's like out of practice, when it's the final match?
It depends on the game they playing. So some games must be teamwork and you cannot play it individually. Other games give you the possibility of playing individually, and some games actually only have individual tournaments. You can't play with a team, for example.
Right. So how do players communicate during esport matches? I've heard that they have like small, like I think there's one over there where they put the headsets, and they have like some small microphone where they can talk and communicate. But how does it really work and how do they communicate that way?
So most global tournaments, each player has two sets of headsets. The bigger one is for noise cancellation from the crowd because the crowd are chanting really loud, and you know in esports sound is crucial for the performance. And then they have a small headset that's beneath it. Depends on the organizer which headset is for what, but one of them is for noise cancellation. The other is so that the 5 members of the team, they can directly communicate with each other. Now, of course, in tournaments, the coach is not allowed to talk during the match. Only if he requested a timeout, he can speak to them. So there's the communication with the coach as well. But mainly the 5 players are always talking to each other, and the team with better communication skills have better chances of winning because each player is not only seeing his monitor, also through sound or through his teammates. He knows what's going on around him all over, and not just from what he's seeing through his player, but also through other players' perspective as well.
Right.
So communication is key in esports. We always say that communication is key.
It's not about the skill, it's about the communication.
Yeah.
What are some key skills, right, that are essential for success?
I'd say discipline and determination. Some people consider passion as the key factor of success for esports players. Of course, passion adds a lot of drive, but discipline is what gets you. So consistency is key. Of course, a player that practices every day, even if he's not feeling well or all that, he knows he needs to practice, is going to perform much better than a player who loves the game but only practice like twice a week, let's say. So it's all about discipline and consistency, but of course passion is a huge plus in esports.
Can you discuss the importance of teamwork in esports?
Teamwork, of course, in teams, especially in team games, as I've mentioned, most team games are either 4 players or 5 players. It's crucial for all the 5 players to be communicative enough and they listen to IGL. So how the communication happens is there's one of the 5 or the 4 players who's called the IGL, the in-game leader, and all the 4 players have to listen to his plans. and the in-game leader creates these plans with the coach before the tournament starts. So when they communicate with each other through teamwork, all five of them, so you're not fighting against individuals, you're fighting against a full unit of team members that are communicating strongly with each other. So if you want to attack, let's say, this guy, you're not expecting all the three guys to be there for backup instantly, you know? So that's why teamwork is massive in esports, especially with the games that are 5v5, 4v4, and all that.
Thank you. Last question. What do you see as the future of competitive gaming?
I think it's gonna succeed most entertainment industries because
Like Pixel.
exactly, because esports is not just fun for a person who's into gaming. Like some games are really easy to understand and comprehend. For example, FIFA. All football fans, they watch FIFA as well. They watch FIFA tournaments and they keep up with FIFA tournaments. So the good thing or the great thing about esports and its growth is that it can reach a lot of people who can easily understand what's going on in the game, and they love to watch it because the growth is massive. And right now, there are talks that we might see esports in the Olympics as well.
Oh wow! Right. So you think that if in the future it is going to be more about other entertainment facilities that are going to be engaging themselves in taking esport tournaments and esport academies?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna talk exact numbers because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember the exact numbers, but esports have already succeeded multiple industries, which I believe, like the music and the film industry combined, esports is already getting more views and more interactions online. So when you see that growth, you guarantee that esports is coming in, and it's coming in big, and it's here to stay.
I have a few questions for myself.
Tell me.
When did esports start?
It started long time ago. So the first esports tournament was actually done in a university by university students. And I believe the prize pool was extremely simple. It was maybe like a cafeteria voucher or something like that. It was a bunch of programmers who were simply wanted to enjoy their time at university. So they were like, let's try to program a game. What's the game is gonna be? It's gonna be a bar, and a ball in the middle shooting between them. I'm not 100% sure because there's also a space game. I'm not sure which came first, to be exact. So
I think it's
I think it was in the 90s or the 80s, something like that. 80s, probably 80s, yeah. So that's how long back it goes, and you can see how much progress we have made so far. As you can see, the games are becoming extremely realistic. So it's from two bars shooting a ball between each other into
That's a game called
a
Pong.
full map that is full of 100 players, let's say, for example, with extreme graphics and all that.
Like some games like Sea of Thieves has incredible graphics I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Coach Omar, for this lovely interview, and welcome to the family.
Thank you. Oh wow, thank you. Okay. Lucky me.
So now we interviewed Coach Omar. So now we are going to be interviewing here Mr. Otto on the organization side. And he is the esports supervisor here at Pixel. So let's ask him a few questions. Or precisely 3 questions. First of all, could you explain the format of esports competitions?
First of all, hello, Ehsan. Glad to be talking to you and having this interview today. So, regarding the esports competitions, the formats of the competitions, it depends. there's like group stage that you can have to go through in order to go to the playoffs. There is another style called the round robin, where everyone is in specific groups and everyone goes there to the brackets in order to play the grand finals. It depends on the format of the games, but usually it's a simple single elimination bracket, which means that you play the game, you lose, you're out, you go to the next phase. As simple as that. But for the most common one is the double elimination. Double elimination is the fairest format for all teams. So when you play one game, you lose, you go to a loser bracket. That's where you get to have your second chance in order to actually win the tournament at the end. That's pretty much it.
Thank you. I'll say for now. What are the most? Our second question. What are the most common games played in esports?
Depends on the genre of game. So when we're talking about sports games,
FIFA.
yes, FIFA is the top one game when it comes to the sports games, football games. When we're talking about FPS means first person shooter. Yes.
That means that you have like the view that you're having in your everyday life, straight. But after you have third person games where it's more like you see from your back.
Exactly. So that's, for now it's Valorant, a game by Riot Games.
Made by Unity, I believe.
I don't know.
Okay.
For the other styles of games, the MOBA genre. Yeah, are you familiar with the MOBA genre?
Yes. Like I think there's
League of Legends,
the. What about?
Mobile
Rocket League?
Legends. Rocket League is
PC
sports.
apps.
It's in the sports genre.
Right.
Since it's just a car, you're handling a ball with a car. You have to
Yeah.
score the ball, pretty much. So these are the three main genres: MOBA, FPS, and sports. These are the three main genres.
Thank you. Now let's go to an ask question. Are these specific leagues that organize esports events on a global scale? Are there specific leagues that organize esports events on a global scale?
Yes, I wouldn't say leagues. I would say actually organizers, esports events organizers. It's actually the developers of the games themselves that push for this, like Riot Games, like Epic Games. All these developers, they push to have their game out there. How? By getting the proper foundation and getting qualifiers from all the teams all around the world to get to a world championship. Like for League of Legends, for example, we have world championship every year, where like with teams from NA, North Africa, North America, Middle East, everywhere around the world, they're competing in order to get the world championship.
And I have one question of my own.
Mm-hmm.
How much money do we get nowadays with these esport competitions if we win? How much money do we gain?
I believe actually your question couldn't be in a much better time, because in a month from now we're having the competition in Saudi Arabia from Gamers 8 for 43 million, I believe. Is it?
45.
45 million. $45 million.
Wow.
That's how much money there is in the scene.
Thank you very much, Otto, and
Anytime.
welcome to the family.
Thank you, as you do.